those were two frustrating losses for us last week, but we're hopeful that we can get to Atlanta and play the way we've been playing defensively, and maybe play a little better on offense. Our defense has been good enough in our recent games, except one, to really give us a chance to win games, and our offense has not been what we need it to be. So hopefully we can do some things this week to get that rectified and play a little better offensively and maintain the defensive intensity that we've shown the last few weeks.
Questions for Coach, please press star one now. Operator, I'm not able to see the question, so if you can please introduce the next question.
Yes, sir, you do have a question from Matthew Harris from the Advocate. Matthew Harris, your line is open. That question has been withdrawn. Your next question is from Seth Emerson with Macon Telegraph. Matthew Harris, your line is open. Please hold one moment. We're experiencing technical difficulties. You do have a question from Bob Holt.
Hey, Kevin, can you hear me okay?
Hey, Bob, how are you?
That's good. I guess they always let me get through. Hey, it seems kind of hard to believe Arkansas hadn't won an SEC tournament game since 2008. First off, is that kind of hard to believe, given their history? And also, just what do you think about Arkansas as a tournament team? They played pretty well down the stretch, but had a rough game, obviously, at Alabama.
Well, I think that one of the things that really helps you in a conference tournament is depth, because you play, of course, the back-to-back days, and especially when you get to the third day, I think that depth really helps, and so they're probably well suited for a tournament like this, that they could come in and play very well. So it would not surprise me to see them play well, and you're right, they were as good as any team in our league in the second half of the conference season, obviously with the exception of Florida perhaps, but they've had a great year, and I think they'll do very well.
Is it kind of hard to believe it's been that long since they won a conference?
You know what? It surprises me. I'm surprised to hear that, and I was unaware of that. But sometimes odd things like that can happen. But yeah, I would say it would be a surprise for any team, to have gone, 4 or 5 years or whatever without a victory in the conference tournament.
Okay, we'll try Tim Tucker with the AJC.
Or not.
Right, let's try Chip Howard of KZNE Radio. Apparently they're still having an issue. Operator, I'm going to have to hand it back over to you till we can get this fixed.
Tim line is moderated.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, good. Thanks. Good morning. I wanted to ask, was this the last SEC tournament in the Georgia Dome, which, of course, is going to be torn down in 3 years? What are your thoughts about how the building has served as site of the tournament over the years, and about playing there one tournament there one last time before moving on to the primary site next year?
Well, I mean, the Georgia Dome has been a terrific site for our tournament, and the people of Atlanta have been terrific as well. So I guess I don't know that it was known as the primary side of our tournament, but it certainly has been, whether it was formally acknowledged as such or not. But I think our tournament has had a great run in Atlanta, and I think the people have supported it very well, and the people of the Georgia Dome have been great to us. And so anyway, I think that it's been a great side, and I guess I'm glad we're going back there this year before we move to a more permanent site in the future.
Do you have? Can you think of one or two memorable moments from your experiences in the Dome, good or bad, that kind of stick out from past SEC tournaments? Then.
No, I'm probably not the best guy. Not really. I mean, again, the year that I remember was we lost when the tornado hit, and I was driving back to Nashville, and I could see bad weather in my rearview mirror literally, but I had no idea until the next day that a tornado had hit the Dome, and so I guess that's my prevailing memory of the SEC tournament at the Georgia Dome.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
You do have a question from line of Matthew Harris.
Coach, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Morning. Technical difficulties catching all of us here. I was just going to ask you, you've made a couple runs with your program in the past decade or so, and I was just kind of curious, is there a part, going into a couple days before the tournament or when you get to the site that you can kind of sense that that's coming? Can you see it in a shoot-around, when that first game opens? Is there something that's sort of extrasensory that you can sort of use to see one of those kinds of, runs over a couple days that might be in store for you all?
I think that it tends to happen just in the games. I think that you start getting a feeling in the games. You win one, maybe you get on a little bit of a roll, and there's never been anything that I've sensed going into the tournament when we've done well or when we've done poorly necessarily. But I think it's more of a thing to where you get there, you win a game. Maybe you kind of get a feeling and you get some confidence and you start playing well, and that confidence kind of gets contagious and it carries you through some or all of the weekend, but never anything really in the prior couple of days that I sensed going into it.
You mentioned you get a feeling during a game. Is there any moment from 2004 or even last year, when you were in Nashville, that you sort of thought, okay, we might be able to get to Saturday or Sunday? Was there anything in those first 2 days that sort of?
I think it's just it comes. I think with each game that you win, you gain more confidence. There's some more momentum that's built, and in 2004, I remember. When we beat Mississippi State, who I think was the league champion that year, in overtime, that was a tremendous situation for us because they had just won the league, and so that really catapulted us not only in that tournament but in the NCAA tournament as well. It gave us momentum going into the tournament, and so that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. You go and you win a big game, you win a tough one, a close one, and you get to keep playing. I think it just continues to provide momentum.